Mr. Chair, we are live.
Great. Welcome to the meeting of the House Capital Budget Subcommittee. Today we are making our PAYGO decisions with an eye toward moving the budget of the state of Maryland next week. The public can find the decision documents online on the hearing schedule if they wish to follow along. With that, Mr. Klein, are you moving us through the document?
I believe Laura Hyde is the committee coordinator for this, and so Laura is going to do the honors.
Ms. Hyde, I apologize, please.
Thank you. Well, we're going to, I just want to remind everybody that the document goes in budget code order and includes BRF items and color pages if there are any. And so with that, we will start with the Department of Planning and Andrew Gray.
Thank you. It's on Department of Planning on the page 1 there. DLS's recommendations to concur with the governor's allowance. The agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to concur.
And motion is to adopt. All in favor? Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Moving now to page 2, it's Department of Natural Resources. The first action there was to concur with the governor's allowance, and the agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
All right, the bottom of the page there is the BRFA actions. This is action 21. The governor brought this in with the BRFA, would divert transfer tax revenue to the general fund in fiscal 22 only. The way it would work, there'd be a similar amount of general obligation bond funding would provide for the special funds instead. So it would be kind of a 1-for-1 exchange. The administration has actually brought in a supplemental budget number 2 that strikes the contingent reductions. Therefore, if you want to, you can just reject this provision and then adopt 21 admin alt, which would be the kind of revised proposal.
Mr. Chairman, motion to reject the 21 item.
And motion is to
adopt
reject
the other
supplemental. Yeah, and we can do that when we get to that. So the motion is to reject this BRFA item. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
All right, so then on page 3, that's the 21 admin alt, which would strike that provision. So then that would basically restore the funding in the budget the way it was without the contingent reduction.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Bottom of page 3, BRFA action there is action 22. This would alter the repayment of the transfer tax revenue just to shift it out by 1 year. And that would provide for a little bit of leeway in the fiscal 22 budget.
Mr. Chairman, motion to reject this.
Motion is to reject this item. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Then on the top of page 4 is the DLS alternative, which would be to repeal the repayment requirement for transfer tax revenues completely. So that would allow for reduction of $218 million in general funds would not need to be repaid through fiscal 2032. The overall plan was to pay for $242.2 million repayment, but only $18 million has been provided so far.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
And the motion is to adopt. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Moving now to page 5, it's the Department of Agriculture. DLS recommends concurring with the governor's allowance, and the agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt the concurrence.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Page number 6 is the Maryland Higher Education Commission related to the Community College Facilities Renewal Grant Program. This action would approve a fiscal 21 deficiency appropriation that would restore funding that was reduced by the Board of Public Works for cost containment actions. This would restore that funding with special funds from the annuity bond fund. The recommendation is to concur, and the agency concurs.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Okay, page 7 is the University System Maryland office. The recommendation is to concur with the governor's allowance for the deficiency pay, from the bond premiums, and the agency concurs.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
On page 8, this is for St. Mary's College of Maryland. This is the deficiency appropriation utilizing bond premiums. The DLS recommendation is to concur with the governor's allowance, and the agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Okay, on page 9, similarly, this is another deficiency appropriation utilizing bond premiums for Morgan State University. The DLS recommendation is to concur with the governor's allowance, and the agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
On page 10 is the Department of Housing and Community Development. The DLS recommendation is to concur with the allowance, and the agency concurs.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor, say aye, and opposed, say no. The ayes have it.
Page 11 is the Department of the Environment. DLS recommends concurring with the governor's allowance, and the agency concurred.
Mr. Chairman, motion to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The ayes have it. Is that it, Ms. Hyde?
That's the end of the document. Yep.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the order? I think that completes our PAYGO decisions. So we can move that ahead to the full committee. Thank you very much to the subcommittee. We're adjourned. Thanks.